how does your relationship with martial arts, especially with being women or female presenting, to also being caretakers? And how do you find the time to balance all this in? How is it like hobby, life?
It's an excellent question. It's a challenge, of course. I mean, I remember when I first started teaching women, and anything could happen. The vacuum would break, or someone needed a ride, and we're so easily knocked off our focus to train.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I wear myself too thin. I'm made a certain way. I used to think it was incorrect, but I realize now it's just the way I'm made. And we really just should embrace who we are. But I do burn the candle a little bit too much and too quickly. It's not a lifestyle. For some reason, I've been really imbalanced in my training and in my duty as a teacher and my responsibility to the culture. And it's all I think about. And I know that we are a Richter scale. Everyone talks about the B word, balance, but sometimes that's a different sort of scale for some of us.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'd like to put my life in a pie and percentage it out, it doesn't work. I've recently, even just last week, have been able to step into, it's taken me a while to allow myself to even entertain the idea of leaving my vocation to teach and to work with women's empowerment and self-defense full time. And as I align my spirit with that and welcome what the ancestors and what the universe has for me from last week forward, I embrace the possibility of leaving corporate America. While this would allow me more time to train personally, which I need, to fill up so that I can give that back out to the world and my students. I'm completely imbalanced all the time. I'm going to own that. It is a lifestyle. I will be thinking about this 24/7. I will be training in this. I will be a leader in this for as long as the ancestors will have me, until my last breath. And I wish I could be that martial fitness model that some mistake me as, where it would be very easy, where you can have shifting ethics and be whatever it is, whoever's contacting you about exposure, to be that, but it's not going to be. I say no more than I do yes, because of my responsibility to represent the culture, the art, my foremothers who were warriors and leaders in the Kapu Kaihewalu Lua, and as well as women as a whole, martial or not. And so I wish I could say it was just a hobby, but it has really sunken its roots into my soul. And I get emotional thinking about it, because what an extreme blessing that is for me to have a clear picture of my purpose for this lifetime. So thank you for asking.
Oh, it's so moving. I feel like a lot of times we have this image of what we're supposed to be, or like how this balance is supposed to happen, but life's messier than these perfect ideas that we have set up. And I feel like, especially for a lot of sort of martial arts, this sort of thing, or at least for myself as well, I identify with the idea of there's this thing that I'm supposed to be, but I'm not that perfectly parsed out, spend an hour in the morning doing martial arts, and then I'm gonna eat breakfast, and then I'm gonna do my schoolwork, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely what I'm gonna do. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I didn't sleep last night. Let me just 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna make brunch, and then I'm gonna try to read my paper for today, and then I'm gonna try to edit, and then oh no, it's noon, and it's past noon, and I haven't done my workout yet, and I'm like, ah.
It's a constant squirrel. And then the phone's going off, and phone calls are coming in, emails are coming in, and at some point we just have to throw up our hands and say, I'm doing my best. I'm doing, if we are truly connected with our guides and angel team, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you so wonderfully opened up the beginning of our discussion with that. I too ask for leading constantly. And that means it's always going to go the way I plan it.
Mm-hmm.
Life is messy, extremely messy. And I think our response only allows us to get through things with the best interest in mind for everyone involved, and let go and get that out of our body. We hold those emotions in our body, which end up dictating how we perceive things,
Mm-hmm.
and quickly shifting our perception into gratitude for even the most ugliest of lessons. And if we can stay there, then we are living our best self every moment. So
Right.
these expectations of being a type A and Stephen Covey's, you know, all of these to-do tricks, and you add in, you know, all the other self-help, some of it's good, but sometimes it's just shedding all that we know and simplifying and just
Mm-hmm.
being able to apply those things we know work for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And along with those, I feel like also allowing myself forgiveness when I don't do those things, as opposed to just spending the next couple hours being like, I should have done this.
Yeah.
Why didn't I do that?
Wasting more time, right?
Wasting more time. And then it's
And
like,
energy.
exactly. So how do you ground yourself then? And like you were talking about looking to that guidance from your
Yes.
ancestors, from where?
Well, I have a specific routine, and it works for me, not only for my personal body, mental body, spiritual body, but also for the space in which I reside, as well as where I teach. You know, a lot can be dumped in that space and
Mm-hmm.
worked through as I work with certain women and men on an anniversary of an assault or a rape. So, you know, a lot is revealed during that time as they move and they shed through their movement. So it's important for me to keep that space clean as well. I know every culture has, you know, their own rituals and
Mm-hmm.
ceremonies. And then, you know, you've got the love and light group today, which is not always love and light. We have to also provide for the shadow and
Right.
for the darkness to come in and embrace that as both pump through our blood, whether we agree to it or not. It's there. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I have my own rituals. It's morning and night, and anytime I feel anything otherwise, I will call out and give permission to my guardians and angel team to solve and resolve. I used to think they had to wrap them up and take them out the front door and remove this energy, you know, but really, I mean, it's just allowing them the immediate and permanent permission to step in on my behalf and on behalf of the loved ones of my heart that may be hit with something that's being sent my way. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's lovely. I definitely identify with it. I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then, well, maybe I just need to do something for me. Like, what works for me? It's
Very
not.
true.
There's lots of, like we brought up earlier, self-help books and guidebooks and things that can tell you you can do this, and trying them is great. And then you'll find one thing, or maybe that one thing is not even the thing that works all the time. Maybe you need to have a couple things that you try. So sometimes journaling works for me. Sometimes I can't even sit down to
Right.
journal because I have too much anxious energy, and then I'll go out on a walk and try to focus on little things that I find outside, or look at the sky, or do this, and then that becomes my grounding thing, and I try to become aware of myself in this space, in this larger
Yes.
thing. And so sometimes it's going real old school, and it's picking up my abuelita's rosary and like finding a spot with my little Bible or my cross and praying some Hail Marys and some Our Fathers until that repetitiveness
Yes.
helps me. So here's my
Well, you know,
smorgasbord.
it's either that or analysis by, you know, paralysis by analysis. So, I mean, and then, you know, that's also a good topic is, you know, movement. Movement is medicine, and it's based on where we are in our spiritual state. So, you know, like if you're peaceful and introspective and welcomed to, you know, welcoming messages and asking for revelation and awareness, then, you know, light goddess walk in nature or some Tai Chi or some light yoga even dance, like hula,
Mhm.
slower hula, more of the wave-like contemporary Owana hula. Then you move up and you're fine, you're kind of peppy and excited and, kind of feel good. Then, those are the medium weight, body weight exercises. That's maybe a brisker walk or maybe some kickboxing or,
Mhm.
whatever might continue that energy. But, if we're anxious and we can't focus and we're angry or we're confused, then the harder full contact, very extreme type
Mhm.
of harder body, more difficult body weight exercises,
Mhm.
maybe a sprint, all
Mhm.
of, matching where we are in our spirit and our intellect at that time
Mhm.
is really honoring that specific moment of our existence.